WBCK, we have on various occasions checked in with the Battle Creek Veterans Administration, and today happens to be one of those occasions. Christopher Conklin joins us now, Public Affairs Officer at the Battle Creek VA. Chris, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Richard. How are you doing today?
Great, thank you. Thanks for the time today.
No problem. Glad to help out.
When we talk about the Battle Creek VA, I don't think we've ever asked this. What is the extent of that? Is it just medical, or are there other things that happen there?
We are a full-service medical facility for veterans, for eligible veterans who receive care based on their service in the military. We provide mental health care. We have an array of services. Our services, obviously, as I said, from your basic medical care through your primary provider, through mental health care. We also have programs that we look at for quality of life, such as one that comes to mind is the Veteran Move program, where we look at a veteran's health, physical fitness level, how he or she can make changes in their life, better eating, just to get out moving around, get some exercise, whatever that may look like for that particular individual, just to create a better quality of life for them. So our veterans have access to a number of services here at the Battle Creek VA.
So is the challenge then that some of them just may not know the extent of what you do?
I think that could be very well. I think a lot of times when veterans look at the VA as a healthcare facility, and as many of us look at a healthcare facility, we look at it when we're sick. But I think that the VA, if you look over the past 10 years especially, you'll see a organization that's really transformed into we look at the whole veteran, not just trying to take care of veterans when they're sick, but how do we impact the veterans' quality of life? How do we help them make better decisions in their eating habits and their physical fitness habits? It's really just a holistic look at health care.
All right. So we're talking with Chris Conklin, who is the Public Affairs Officer with the Battle Creek VA. Back in a moment to pick up where we leave off. Richard Piet Show, Wednesday, WBCK. WBCK, it's Wednesday, and we're chatting this half hour with Chris Conklin. He's the Public Affairs Officer for the Battle Creek Veterans Administration. Of course, Chris, the national story about troubles at the VA goes back several months, and we've been sort of following that locally and nationally as progress is being made. Do you see that progress?
I do. I really do. I think the issues that have come up in the media over the past 18 months with the VA, it's hard not to address those, and it's hard not to notice. But I can honestly say that, I've been with the VA. This is my 10th year with the VA. Worked at various locations. What I can say locally here at Battle Creek is it's very, very efficient. Probably one of the more efficient VAs that I've been part of. I think the obvious issue that veterans face and have concerns with are access to care.
Mm-hmm.
And I know here leadership is worked adamantly to be able to address that. In fact, on our priorities list for the healthcare delivery system here locally, access is the number one priority that we focus on. I will say what I can say without a doubt is that we're actually setting a benchmark, I would say, within the VA as far as access to care. If you look at just mental health care, access to that for a veteran to be able to come in and get his or her appointment in a timely manner. Veterans are established patients are able to get those appointments in most times less than 1 day, which I think that's a really good sign of how much emphasis we put on access here at Battle Creek VA.
So if a vet calls you today, you're saying, and asks for an appointment, they could feasibly be seen tomorrow?
Yes, and the vast majority of cases, an established veteran who is already established for care here at the Battle Creek VA, if they're looking for a mental health appointment, they in a lot of cases can get in within less than a day. So, and we're very proud of that, and we're meeting the mark as far as care. Veterans being able to receive care in a timely manner. It's something that we take great pride in here in the Battle Creek VA. We work very hard to be able to do that. In the vast majority of cases, we're able to meet that.
If you meet someone, a veteran who has needed care but hasn't had access to it, do you find then that there's generally been some sort of other kind of interference that's kept them from accessing care?
Well, I really can't speculate on an individual case.
Yeah.
I think that what I do know is that the care is available. We're here to help, and we're working very hard to make sure that access to care for veterans is our priority. So what I can say to respond to that is, if there is a veteran that is seeking care,
mm-hmm.
And they are not getting that care in a timely manner, I encourage them to come here, speak with one of our patient representatives, and let's get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. If someone's listening right now and they haven't had care and they want access to it, it sounds like there's a process by which they can be guided to it, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. We come into work each day, and every veteran or every employee here at the VA, whether you are a doctor, an administrative person, whatever job you hold here, our first responsibility is providing care to veterans. And if a veteran walks through the door and has a question and needs care and needs to understand the process better, every employee here has been instructed to stop what they're doing, to make sure that veteran gets to the location that he or she needs to be to get the answers they need to have access to that care, to be able to understand the system better, to get the customer service that they need. So, anybody here at the VA would be willing to or is willing to provide assistance, and we'll get you to the right place. But if somebody comes in off the street and a veteran has questions, we encourage them to go to through our business office through registration. We have people that can help them register for their benefits. If they have questions, say they're already in the system and they need some assistance in navigating the system, we have patient advocates set up. We also have liaisons within each individual service area in the hospital to be able to provide that customer service and service recovery if needed.
Well, yeah, and very often it could vary, I suppose, what a veteran needs, and so you got to get to the bottom of that. We're talking with Chris Conklin, who's the Public Affairs Officer with the Battle Creek VA. We'll come back in just a minute, including talking about some regularly scheduled sessions they have that can help you get questions answered as well. We'll talk about that coming up in just a minute. WBCK, we're talking with Chris Conklin, Public Affairs Officer at the Battle Creek VA. You have regular, what you call town halls, and I presume veterans have open invitations to those. What do you seek to accomplish with those, Chris?
Well, first of all, we know that we have a responsibility to be transparent with the veterans we serve. We have, just in this catchment area alone, when I say catchment area, we're looking at a 22-county area that we serve at Battle Creek. Mm-hmm. We have over 120,000 veterans that we want to serve. We have little over 41,000 veterans that we serve each year, considered unique patients. So we have an obligation to be transparent. When we made that promise to our veterans, and what town halls do is they're an opportunity for us to bring together our various members of our team here and be available to the veterans to be able to get their questions answered, their concerns addressed in a forum where they know that they have direct access to leadership here. We think it's very important for that dialogue to happen between leadership and the veterans that we serve. And what we've seen is that in this forum that veterans, they're able to directly address their issues and get the resolution that they're looking for. And we're very happy to do that. We do these town hall meetings throughout the catchment area. As a matter of fact, we were in Muskegon last night at the DAV chapter up there, sitting with veterans, listening to their concerns, their suggestions, and it's a very open forum, very effective forum.
What do you typically hear, and what are you hearing right now in those forums, if you have a couple of hot topics?
Well, I think that we hear it's the same trend that a lot of VAs are getting around the country. Access is always a number one issue. Mm-hmm. I can honestly say that having taken part in many town halls throughout the country, in my experience in the VA, the town halls up here are very docile, and a lot less complaints. But we do have some of those issues that come up. For instance, access is one of the main ones. Transportation is another one. And I think what's really neat is when we hold a town hall event is that we're able to bring together not only and as you know, I don't know if you're familiar with the dynamic or the breakdown of the VA system, but it's actually three separate organizations under the umbrella of healthcare benefits and cemetery services. So we're able to bring together, a number of all three of those services together and provide information to veterans who have questions. So, we're able to address our healthcare issues, and we were able to also bring together individuals from the benefit side of the house to be able for veterans to address benefits issues. Mm-hmm. So, to answer your question, short answer, we get a lot of access questions. Obviously, the veteran choice program is something that's new, relatively new. We get a lot of questions based on that. So, and it gives us an opportunity to put information out to hopefully help veterans better understand the program. And then also transportation. We know that sometimes transportation can be a hurdle to health care, and that follows suit with veterans as well. So we provide information on transportation options within the community. And I can say here in Battle Creek that the community that I've been here 2 months now, the community is very active in veteran issues, and transportation is one of those issues, and it's really neat to see the organizations and the availability of transportation options for veterans to get the health care services that they need.
Mm-hmm. All right. How often do you have those forums?
We have those forums every quarter and every 6 months in some areas. So they're very regular. I ask people to go onto Facebook, find Battle Creek VA on Facebook. We put the information out there for veterans, family members, or anybody in the community who's interested to take part in these. So that information is available online on our Facebook account and at www.battlecreekva.gov.
All right, and so the schedule is pretty clear there. And do folks need to register, or they just show up?
No, it is. Come on in the way you are. If you get the opportunity to come on, you don't need to register, and we don't need to know you're coming. We just need to know that you're there.
All right. Fair enough. So Battle Creek VA, just search it in the Facebook search box, and you'll see the posts there that allude to these sessions and when they'll be. We appreciate the time, Chris, and we'll stay in touch.
All right, Richard. Appreciate it. You all have a great day.
You too. Christopher Conklin, Public Affairs Officer with the Battle Creek VA.